music is always enjoyed here in the Keys. There are always amazing concerts and musicians playing around town. Now, there's one nonprofit in particular that deserves a lot of credit for making that happen, and that's because their mission is to increase awareness and the importance of music in our community. The nonprofit that I'm talking about is Impromptu Classical Concerts Key West. Joey, thank you for being with me this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Now, could you tell our viewers a little bit about Impromptu Classical Concerts Key West?
Well, we've been around for about 40 years. Actually, it's over 40 years now. We were started by Richard Lesher, who moved here from New York and had a restaurant. And friends of his used to want to get out of New York in January and February, and there were a lot of musicians. So one day he decided to do an impromptu concert at his restaurant, and that was the beginning of our impromptu concerts.
That's interesting.
And yes, then he moved from his restaurant to his home, which was at the Casa Gato on Virginia Street. I don't know if you probably don't know the building. It's a gorgeous building. And we were there for many years, and then he retired and went upstate, and so we looked for a new venue, and we had concerts at the Little White House and the Women's Club, and both those venues proved too small for our crowd, and so we finally settled on St. Paul's Episcopal Church, which is a perfect venue. It is our concerts at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, most of them in season, and it's just spectacular sitting there listening to this beautiful music with the stained glass windows, the sun shining through the windows. It's just beautiful.
Wow, so you guys have found a perfect home.
We sure have. We're very pleased.
Okay, now I understand that you have something big coming up this week, Summerfest 2012.
Yes, Summerfest, I don't know when exactly it started. The Symphony of the Americas is an orchestra up in Broward County, and some time ago they decided to do something in the summer, which used to be a very quiet time down here. It isn't so much so anymore, but 15 years ago it was very quiet. And so what the conductor of the Symphony of the Americas did was he went to Europe and hunted around and would pick up these string orchestras from Europe, and with American Airlines supporting them, they would bring the orchestra to America, into Fort Lauderdale. They would do concerts in Fort Lauderdale. Then they would take the orchestra down to Central and South America, and they'd do concerts and workshops in South and Central America.
Wow.
And about 10 years ago, the conductor heard about the impromptu concerts and asked if we'd be interested in doing it. And so we agreed that we would try it. We got a lot of local support for the concert because it's usually in the summertime, which was quiet, and most of our subscribers are snowbirds, and so they're not here. But we tried it. It was very successful. The concert was spectacular, and what was wonderful was that we had a lot of people who don't ordinarily come to our concerts, like waiters, waitresses, students who were busy in school, and so in the summertime they could come to the concert.
They have more free time.
They have the free time. And we do allow students to come to our concerts for free.
Wow.
So you can't beat that. As though I always used to tell the kids, it's a great way to bring a date, it's free.
That's right. It would be a very good date. You are right. So. And the concerts are wonderful. They have been wonderful in the past. This year, it's a Italian orchestra. Okay, Italian orchestra, and who else?
And,
who all will be in it?
It's an Italian orchestra along with the Symphony of the American people. They will be doing a concert here, and we're very excited about it. It's July 24th, Tuesday, and it's at 8 o'clock in the evening at St. Paul's Church, which is where we usually have our concerts. And it should be a wonderful concert. Their program is very exciting. It's all a nice variety.
Okay. And now you mentioned that admission is free for students. What about for adults?
$20. Only $20.
You can't beat that either.
It sure can't. We've been very lucky to be able to keep our prices down.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing all of this information with our viewers, and hopefully everybody can make it out to Summerfest 2012, which will be taking place at St. Paul's Episcopal Church.
Hope to
Thank
see
you.
all.
Thank you again, Joe. I'm going to be right back after these messages. Stay with me.